And I'm Kristen Joe.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Welcome to the show. We're so happy that you are joining us right now.
Yes.
And, we're talking about being stressed out today.
Uh-huh.
And I think that everyone can relate, can understand.
Yeah.
And the suggestion today is you should cut back on caffeine.
Yes.
Just a while ago, Cameron, you not only cut back, but you cut out caffeine from coffee. And now you have returned.
I have returned to the world of caffeine. Yes.
Okay. So cutting back on caffeine, I think that only applies if you have a lot of caffeine. Don't you? I feel like you need a decent amount of caffeine. It's good for you.
For me? Or for everyone?
Everyone.
Well, yeah, I think that, caffeine itself isn't bad necessarily. It's the amount. But some people are super sensitive to caffeine.
That is true.
I know there was one girl I went to college with, and she would drink a tiny cup of coffee and just start shaking. Her body was so sensitive to it.
It's almost like she's allergic to caffeine.
Yeah, I don't know. She was a small girl, so maybe she didn't need a lot.
So cut back on something happens to be one of our expressions today.
Yes.
If you cut back, what does this mean?
If you're cutting back, you are reducing the amount that you are using or that you're consuming or eating.
Okay. And how about if your mind wanders, W-A-N-D-E-R?
It means that your attention goes somewhere else. You're not paying attention to the thing at present. You're daydreaming or thinking about the past or thinking about the future.
Okay. And finally, state of mind.
This is the condition that your emotions or your psychology is in. What your emotional state is.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
I'm just struggling with meditation so much, Keith. My mind wanders constantly.
As soon as you notice it, just focus on your breathing again.
Maybe it's the breathing I have wrong. Or am I overthinking it?
You might be. Another idea is the state of mind you are in when you start a session.
I do it first thing in the morning, right after my first cup of coffee.
You should cut back on caffeine, or at least wait until after you meditate.
Okay, let's begin. Rachel says, I'm just struggling with meditation so much, Keith. My mind wanders constantly. Now, remember Keith said, you should try meditation and yoga.
Yes.
And Rachel tried, but she's just struggling. So struggle, S-T-R-U-G-G-L-E. If you struggle, what does this mean?
It means that you have difficulty with something. There's a problem or just a task you have to do, and you can't really do it. And there's a very physical meaning to this word.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to, hold a very heavy box and your muscles start shaking. That is struggling.
Right.
But we can also use it for something that's not physical, using our bodies, but also a task or work that we have to do that maybe is mentally difficult to do.
So, you can struggle with a problem, with a math problem.
Yeah.
You tried it 3 different times, but still you can't figure it out. So we native speakers, we really like this word struggle.
Yeah, struggle.
Or he's struggling financially, we say, right? So we'll give you more examples in a bit. How about if your mind wanders? Where is your mind?
Well, this is me. And when your mind wanders, it means that you cannot focus, you cannot concentrate on what you need to concentrate on. You're thinking about something else.
Does your mind really wander?
All the time.
All the time.
I don't think I 100% concentrate ever. I always have 2 things in my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're good at concentration, though.
I don't know.
I think you are.
Well, because they say, so I did some acting in like high school, and they say you're supposed to be 100% focused on the play that you're doing.
Right.
Don't think about anything else. I could never do that.
You can't do that.
I was always thinking about the audience, or I was thinking about how much I was sweating, or how hungry I was. Like my mind was always wandering on something else. Oh, I have homework I have to do. That's
true.
Yeah. So it's not always a bad thing. Like if you have to focus and you can't. Like if you're on a train or on an airplane,
right,
and you're just looking out the window, thinking about something.
Well, of course your mind wanders.
Yeah, your mind's wandering because you don't have anything else to do.
Right. I don't think it's a bad thing. Okay, Keith says, as soon as you notice it, just focus on your breathing again. Okay. So he's talking about meditation. You're supposed to be focused, but your mind wanders.
Yes.
And what does Rachel say?
Maybe it's the breathing I have wrong, or am I overthinking it?
Okay. Now, she's saying, maybe I'm doing breathing improper way.
Yeah.
Okay? And she says overthink. And this is a good word.
Yes.
If you overthink something,
it means to think too much. It's often when something should be simple, but because you're thinking about it, it's very difficult to do.
That's right.
Like if you think of like a dancer or an athlete, they do some amazing moves, but sometimes they aren't thinking about it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll ask, oh, how did you do that dance move?
It's automatic.
How did you do that? And then they try and teach you, and they can't.
Right.
Because they start to overthink about it. They start thinking, oh, well, first I put my arm this way, and then I twist, and then, oh, I can't do it. I'm overthinking it. I just have to not think and do it.
Okay. All right. So Rachel's like, am I overthinking it? Am I overthinking? And Keith says, you might be. Another idea is the state of mind you're in when you start a session. So when Keith says you might be, which is our power pattern, is he saying yes or no?
It's saying I don't know, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
It is a possibility. I don't know for sure, but that's one good idea for what the problem might be.
So you might be means, oh, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Sure, maybe.
Now, Keith says another idea is a state of mind you are in. So, your state of mind is important.
Yes.
So what is state of mind?
So state here, we're not talking about like the United States of America, right? Not the 50 states that we have in the U.S. But a state here is like a condition or the environment, the status. And in this case, because it's a state of mind, it's basically saying, what is the condition of your mind?
What is the condition of your mind? Where is your mind at?
Where is your mind at?
Yes.
So a state of mind could be confusion.
Yeah.
Or
peace.
Yeah. Anger.
Yeah.
Even sleepiness.
Okay. Yeah.
Those could
confusion.
Yeah. All of those things could be a state of mind.
What does Rachel say?
I do it first thing in the morning, right after my first cup of coffee.
Okay, so that's when she meditates.
Yeah.
And Keith says you should cut back on caffeine or at least wait until after you meditate. So Keith is saying, wait, don't drink your coffee before you meditate.
Yes.
Okay? You should cut back on caffeine. What does this mean? Cut back on.
So, yes, this means that you are reducing the amount that you are using or eating or drinking. And it's important that you have cut back on. You need back and on. You
back
cannot
on.
say cut on coffee.
Yeah.
Cut back coffee. You need cut back on.
Okay. All right. So to reduce.
To reduce.
Okay, very good. Let's listen to that dialogue one more time.
I'm just struggling with meditation so much, Keith. My mind wanders constantly.
As soon as you notice it, just focus on your breathing again.
Maybe it's the breathing I have wrong. Or am I overthinking it?
You might be. Another idea is the state of mind you are in when you start a session.
I do it first thing in the morning, right after my first cup of coffee.
You should cut back on caffeine, or at least wait until after you meditate.
It's time for Power Note. Let's do a quick review. We're on pages 112 and 113. If your mind wanders, it's kind of like you are daydreaming. Or you know, it kind of just like you lose focus and you think about this, you think about that. And it's not so much that you think about something, focus on something else. It just is kind of like it goes from here to here and there. That feeling.
Right, yeah. The key word here is wander. W-A-N-D-E-R, which means to walk around. You don't have a real goal.
Right.
So your attention is just going to a bunch of different places.
Right, okay. Ricky, keep your eyes on the road.
Sorry, my mind wanders on these long, straight highways.
When you're driving, oh yeah, your mind wanders.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're on a freeway or a highway with no signal lights.
Well, especially, I think it might be a little difficult to understand for people who've only driven in Korea.
Yeah.
Because Korea has a lot of mountains.
True.
So the scenery changes. But if you go to the United States and you're like in Nebraska,
Oklahoma,
South Dakota,
Kansas,
everything is the same. It is cornfields or wheat fields.
It's true.
For miles and miles. And so it's very easy for your mind to wander.
Yeah, California, you will drive miles through the desert. Couple hours.
Yeah. There's nothing. You may not even see another car.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Okay. My mind wanders when I listen to classical music.
Yes. Yeah, classical music, it doesn't have words, so there aren't lyrics to focus on.
Right.
So it's much easier for your mind to go to other places.
Yeah. You know when my mind wanders is when I wash the dishes.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of just doing it physically, but your mind is kind of like thinking about this and that, you know? Yeah.
My mind wanders when I'm in the shower.
Oh.
I feel if I just focus on my shower,
Yeah.
I could probably get done in like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
But I just spend a lot of time thinking
In the shower.
about things that are not important.
I think it's important. It's important for your mind to wander.
Oh, yeah.
Because as you're wandering, you can actually, you know, like solve a problem or come up with a new idea.
Yeah.
It's important to give yourself time
Yes.
to let your mind wander.
A quick note, this is a little different from distraction. So let's say you're trying to focus on in class or studying, but you're looking at your phone. That is a distraction,
Right.
not your mind wandering.
Right.
Because the direction is very clearly on your phone. It's not just freely moving.
No.
You're like watching a video.
That's right.
That is not your mind wandering.
That's right. Okay. State of mind is basically in what condition emotionally or psychologically, mentally your mind is at.
Yes.
Okay. I heard the judge delayed the case because of the defendant's state of mind.
Yeah, he said he wasn't fit to stand trial and put him in a mental hospital.
Okay. So, my goodness, if you are in a mental hospital, what is your state of mind?
Insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Craziness, yeah.
If the judge puts you in a mental hospital, you probably have a very unhealthy state of mind, either because of stress or some mental condition that you have.
Right.
You are not able to think clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you in the right state of mind to make such an important decision?
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
You know, they say never make a big decision when you are mad, when you're happy, when you're sad, or when you're hungry.
Really?
Those are all bad states of mind to be in.
So you need to be like in a neutral state of mind.
Yes, a neutral state of mind where you're not experiencing too extreme of a good or bad emotion.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the reason why you don't propose to someone on the first date you have.
Of course.
You're in an excited state of mind,
Right.
And you're not going to make a good choice.
Yeah.
Wait a year.
And you never go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
No, that's a very bad state of mind. Or sad.
Or sad.
And when I'm sad and I go grocery shopping,
You forget all the junk food.
it's just chocolate.
Oh.
Just
And ice cream.
all chocolate and ice cream. Yeah.
Okay. So very important what state of mind we're in when we're making important decisions or about to do something important.
Yes.
Okay. Very important. Okay. Cut back on something means to reduce your use of something or reduce what you eat or
Yes.
take in. I notice you've been squinting a lot when you read.
Yeah, I need to cut back on screen time and spend more time outside.
Right.
So cutting back on phone usage.
That will definitely affect your vision.
Yeah.
We should cut back on eating dinner out.
Yeah, eat dinner out less, make more meals at home.
Right. I think, eating out is not only, actually these days, it could be less expensive to eat out
Yes.
in some ways than to prepare a meal for yourself at home
Oh my gosh, yes.
if you're alone.
Yeah.
Right? Because we often think, eating out is you're spending a lot of money eating out. But
Honestly,
reversely,
these days,
it's cheaper to eat out than to eat at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I eat at my house is for health reasons.
Right.
If I want to save money, it's easier just to eat out.
I
Maybe
know.
even get delivery food, honestly.
It's true. It's so true. It's
So,
actually very true. All right, but, we need to cut back on sugar. I want to cut back on caffeine.
Yeah.
So many things. Cut back on, carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Right? Usually it's kind of with when you're consuming something.
Yes.
Okay. You might be is our power pattern, which is possibly.
Maybe.
Okay. You might be take an at-home pregnancy test. I think I'm pregnant.
Oh, you might
might
be. Yeah. You might be. Just
might
ask her if that's what she meant. You might be right.
Yeah.
Just ask her what she meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Our power vocabulary word today is struggle. All right. So do check out the definition on page 114.
Yes.
And let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업과 승진을 위한 토익 스피킹 응시